During the cold months of the winter season, many people's types of boating will change, and in the Coast Guard's case, that may mean a change in missions, kind of like we see here where the Coast Guard is well underway with Operation Renew, which is the U.S. Coast Guard's annual mission to use its ice-breaking assets to keep vital northeast waterways open during the winter, ensuring the delivery of heating oil, food, and medical supplies to over 33 million residents. Now, I know most of the time when we think about the Coast Guard, we think about people jumping out of planes or helicopters, landing in water, and rescuing people. Well, even in the winter months, that still happens in Florida. Just like we saw this past week when a 24-foot vessel wound up capsizing on the Banana River near Kelly Park when the Port Canaveral boat crews had to come out and rescue one person after we see sitting on the capsized vessel here. So some of the missions may change, but some of it still stays the same, just like some of the wild and crazy things we'll see in this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. Our first story to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to Australia, and it really may be every single diver's nightmare, and that's going out, diving down, enjoying some time fishing on the bottom of the water, only to resurface and discover your boat is not there.
Is the boat? Oi! The boat! It's come off anchor!
The two people seen in the images were scuba diving approximately 5 kilometers off of Perth, caught a few fish, and all of a sudden came back to bring them to the vessel, only to realize their vessel was now gone. Fortunately, they spot a Good Samaritan vessel in the distance.
Can we just try to swim closer to him, bro? And then we'll yell.
According to the reports, the two didn't tie a good enough knot from the anchor onto their vessel, causing their vessel to actually wind up losing its anchor and the vessel drifting away from them. Fortunately, the Good Samaritan seen in the images here wind up taking them on board, and they actually do wind up finding their boat and getting brought back to it without any injuries. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us to one of those more traditional Coast Guard missions and take us over to Florida, where this was the scene several weeks back when the U.S. Coast Guard Station Clearwater received a distress signal from a sailing vessel seen in the images that the vessel had become disabled as the vessel had become demasted approximately 40 miles off the coast of Tarpon Springs. The incident occurred at approximately 3:30 a.m. Fortunately, the sailing vessel had an EPIRB on board, so it gave the Coast Guard the exact location of the vessel, making finding this a whole lot easier than it was going to be if they had to look for a disabled vessel in the middle of a pitch black night in 4 to 6 foot seas with 20-knot winds and no exact location of the vessel. Fortunately, in this situation, the Clearwater crew was able to successfully find the boat, launch their rescue swimmer, and bring the two people on board safely back to shore. The owner of the vessel at this time is currently working with salvage crews on trying to get the vessel safely back to shore. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to Spain, where this was the scene just this past week when Spain's national police are reporting their largest ever cocaine seizure at sea. The Spanish police have dubbed the operation White Tide, and it's an international operation led by Spain with assistance from the United States, United Kingdom, France, and Portugal, as all these countries work together to try and stop narcotics trade on the high seas and on land together. The target in this operation is the ship seen in the images here. The ship was bearing the name United S, and it had no clear registry or flag at the time of the incident. The vessel was targeted by Spanish Navy and Special Operational Forces as the vessel wound up nearing the Canary Islands. The vessel was eventually apprehended approximately 300 miles off the coast and boarded by Spanish Special Forces. According to Spain's authorities, once the vessel was actually boarded and being searched by crews, the cargo ship itself actually wound up running out of fuel and was left drifting in the ocean for approximately 12 hours until the Spanish Navy could get the proper equipment out to the vessel to get it towed back to shore. Eventually, they did tow the ship back over to the Canary Islands. Once the vessel was securely tied up on the docks, teams from Spain, the United States, United Kingdom, and Portugal all boarded the vessel and began the search, which wound up revealing 294 bales of narcotics hidden in the cargo of salt on board the vessel. The total weight claimed was 9,994 kilograms of seized narcotics, along with firearms which Spanish authorities said were being used to guard and protect the stash. On board the vessel at the time of the incident were 13 crew members, all of whom have been arrested at this time. Now, of course, when you look at the images, it looks like nothing more than a rusted out old cargo ship, and according to the records, the vessel was built in 1975. The same ship was actually detained for several weeks back in Turkey last year, with a reported 23 deficiencies identified during a port state inspection. According to reports, the ship was previously registered in Togo, Sierra Leone, and Belize, but since September of 2025, the flag of the vessel has reportedly been unknown. Now, as we mentioned, this is the Spanish authorities' largest seizure of narcotics at sea. By comparison, the second largest was reported back in 1999, where Spanish authorities claimed it captured 7,500 kilos in the bow of a vessel named Tamasair. Now, of course, this is the largest seizure at sea, but this is definitely not the largest bust the country's ever had happen. In fact, not even under maritime standards. According to Spanish authorities, they seized 13 tons of cocaine that was already in a port back in November of 2024, calling that the largest drug seizure in the country's history. But of course, again, at sea versus in port are two different things, even though they both fall under some sort of maritime rule. But the big success on this mission compared to the prior mission we're discussing is the fact is it's always better to stop the narcotics before they actually arrive on your shore. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us to an incident that occurred just a little over a week ago when the U.S. Coast Guard wound up rescuing 9 people from a grounded fishing vessel near St. George Island in Alaska. According to reports, at approximately 4:11 a.m., watchstanders at the Coast Guard Arctic District Command Center in Juneau received a report that the fishing vessel Arctic Sea was taking on water and had run aground on the northern shoreline of St. George Island with 9 crew members on board. A nearby fishing vessel called the North Sea was the first to arrive on scene and was trying to assist the distressed fishing vessel, but unfortunately, due to weather conditions which included 50-knot winds and 10-foot seas, they were unable to get close enough to assist in getting the crew off the distressed boat. The crew of the North Sea stayed on site providing on-scene updates for the Coast Guard until the Jayhawk helicopter crew wound up arriving from Coast Guard Forward Operating Site Cole Bay. Fortunately, they were able to go ahead and airlift with the help of their rescue swimmer all 9 crew members off of the ship and bring them back up to the helicopter and get them back to shore safely without any injuries. The owners of the vessel have already arranged salvage, working with Resolve Marine, who's been contracted to oversee the salvage operations of attempting to try and remove the grounded vessel from the rocky shoreline of St. George Island. Thanks for watching, crew. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit us up at Facebook or Instagram at Broncos Guru and let us know when you might see your stories over here. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button. If not, we're coming to steal your drain plug.